Our children's health is in jeopardy.
It's a health crisis right now that we have in Kansas City.
Too many of our kids go hungry.
There may not be that support at home, may not be that food at home.
And we've got to break them away from the screens and get them outside exercising.
There's so much cement, there's so much electronics.
Nature is a part of us, and when we are separated from that, we get sick.
So how can our schools of the future encourage our children to lead active, healthy lives?
So we are pulling our radishes because they're fully developed, and then we're also going to pull our garlic because it's time.
Set in the east side of Kansas City, the Kansas City Neighborhood Academy has a garden where its students can grow fruit and vegetables.
So our kids oftentimes don't have access to fresh fruits or vegetables, and so right now we're teaching them how to grow them.
And this may help some parents convince their kids to eat healthily.
And I've found that my children are willing to try most things as long as it's something they grew themselves.
Nationwide, it's estimated that under 10% of high school students eat enough fruit, and only around 2% of them eat enough vegetables.
We've been growing tomatoes and radishes.
As the school's shaping and growing their minds, we need to be feeding those minds with the foods that they need to develop as best they can.
Perhaps school gardens like this will become more widespread in the future.
Kids in the future have to know how to garden and why you need to garden.
Nutrition is important, but for tens of thousands of kids across the Kansas City metro area, hunger is a reality.
When you're hungry, it's one of your basic needs. You're not able to concentrate on anything else. There's definitely a link between hunger and performance in school.
It's estimated that in our metro area, over 50,000 kids don't get enough to eat. And students miss over 370,000 school days every year because of hunger.
A lot of kids are coming to us and a need for food. There may not be that support at home, may not be that food at home.
The Center Middle School is on the east side of South Kansas City. The district students come from a variety of backgrounds, but around 90% are on a free or reduced lunch. And the district offers a free breakfast as well.
One of the biggest impacts we can make is feeding them a good, healthy breakfast.
Kids come to our building, they're getting at least 2 good meals a day.
So this is one of our protein-rich breakfasts. It's a whole wheat bagel, plus it's got Canadian bacon, which our kids love, and their feedback has been, please put that on the sandwiches. And the egg is really the primary protein source there.
And in some potentially groundbreaking research, the school district is partnering with Purdue University from Indiana to find out if this protein-rich breakfast, in contrast to the regular, sugary breakfast students were offered before, helps them to perform better in school. It's expected that it will.
Sometimes, when I eat it, I feel a little bit more full.
Because you don't want to be thinking about how you're hungry in class.
If I don't eat breakfast, I tend to fall asleep during class.
So based off of other studies that we've researched into, there should be an improvement in their cognitive function and have an increase in physical activity.
Nutrition in the school is so important now, perhaps even more important than ever. I think the health of our future generations really depends on diet.
If a protein-rich breakfast keeps hunger at bay, students should perform better. But exercise is also critical. And so, perhaps in the future, schools may look a little more like this.
We simply hold space for the kids, and then we'll teach various skills like survival skills and awareness skills.
In the south of Overland Park in Johnson County, Kansas, the Blue River Forest Experience gives kids the chance to connect with nature and play.
By the end of the 2-hour class, the kids are becoming leaders. They're actually experiencing each other in a different way.
It's recommended that kids spend at least 1 hour a day exercising, but only 1 in 4 high school students do this. And many kids are not able to roam free in nature.
This is what I want education to look like for my children.
There's something different that you get when the kids scream with delight.
And you go exploring and it's so much fun. I think it's great because they get fresh air. Well, I like everything about nature. I enjoy it better than watching TV.
I end up feeling less cranky.
I like the fire and going on the walk, even though I got a cut.
The Blue River Forest Experience hosts classes like this at the weekends and invites parents to make a donation. But perhaps in the future, all regular schools should include activities like this in their curricula.
For they could take these lessons here of compassion and slowing down into building better things for the future with technology, that they're not one and the other, that they kind of work together and go hand in hand.